What's up? What's going on, guys? How are you? It is a beautiful, slightly chilly Saturday afternoon. But I want to come at you today with this video. I know I don't do a lot of longer videos like this, but I think this one's going to help a lot of people. So pay close attention if you have been, number one, struggling with your fat loss. Number two, you just don't understand this where meal planning stuff happens. It's like, get on this meal plan, but where does calories and protein meet? But what about keto or paleo or Weight Watchers or all this stuff where it's like part of you will just want someone to tell you, eat these meals, and you'll get every result you ever want. But then you're stuck to that rigid plan where you can't deviate from it. So whereas that meets flexibility, if that's you, where you're just kind of lost, confused, and caught up in this whole game. Sorry, I got all my notes on my hand. If you're just lost and confused in this whole game, this video is for you, because I'm going to show you how to go about nutrition plans. Because generally speaking, I'm not a fan of them, right? I get people all the time that hit me up and they're like, hey, Jared, and I want you to pay you for a custom meal plan. And I'm just like, yeah, no, sorry. Two things. Number one, I just don't like doing them. They're so tedious. I hate designing other people's meal plans. And number two, they're not sustainable. I have a really hard time sitting down designing a custom meal plan when I know this is only going to be good for 8 weeks till the guy wants to fall off because he's tired of eating chicken, rice, and broccoli every day. Okay? That's my personal opinion on custom meal plans. But with that being said, if you're going to go about them, I'm a bigger fan of you writing your own, because everything's a system of principles, right? Anything with all this stuff, it's like with dieting, it's a matter of principles versus just one path. So I'm going to teach you and show you how to write a meal plan. I'm going to show you how to write your own meal plan that will work 100%, no doubts, where if you follow these guidelines, you'll get every result you ever wanted. Okay, I'm going to show you how to write your own. Now, a lot of times people are like, well, but Jared, I'm fat, I'm out of shape. If I knew how to write my own meal plan, I would have wrote it a long time ago. But, well, here's the thing. I'm going to show you how to write it because you know you better than anybody. You know what you like, what you don't like, what you can stick to, what you can't stick to. And here's the beautiful part. If you get tired of eating certain meals, change it out. I'm going to show you how to have the structure of a custom meal plan where there's the flexibility where you can start to change it. Because I can't tell you how many times there's a meal I just burn the shit out of. Or one of my favorite meals I used to eat all the time was a salsa chicken. You make chicken in a crock pot with taco seasoning and salsa and put it with some stuff, and it was amazing. Literally, it was one of my favorite meals. But I would have it multiple times a day, multiple days per week, and it got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm over this meal. So then I found something else I liked. It's that kind of thing where you don't have to stick to such a rigid plan, but this can help a lot with structure, having your own custom meal plan. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to write your own, because you are the best person to write your own meal plan, not me, not some other person, whatever. Okay, because here's what you have to understand. There are no magic foods. Okay, if there was magic foods, everyone would be shredded off like keto. But there are people that are fat on keto. It's not a matter of eating certain foods. If just the food alone caused the result in calories and portions that were irrelevant, then people who ate keto, for example, would be anorexic, because they would just stuff their face all day and just get smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay? Or if someone wanted to gain weight, people can gain weight on keto, for example. I'm just picking on keto. See what I mean? It's not the food that's the thing. It's the portions and the quantities and the calories and all that mess. Okay? So, with that being said, for any plan to work, the only two numbers I'm going to have you worry about are total calories and protein. Okay? To give you an actual quantifiable number, if you're not sure where to start with all of this, number-wise, in terms of total calories in a day, total calories, total. I don't care how many times it equals this. I don't care if it's one big meal or 6 small meals or 20 small meals. I don't care. Your total calories by the end of the day, I want you to hit, your range is going to be your body weight multiplied by 10 to 12. That's it. Your body weight times 10 to 12. So if you weigh 150 pounds, that is 15 to 1,800 calories. Math in my head. See what I mean? That's it. That's your starting range. 15 to 1,800 calories. Now, here's the thing though. Every calorie calculator, I don't care who did it. I don't care if you went to a university and gotten a bod pod or a hydrostat, or you got in all these, whatever, all these crazy ways that says, here, this is your maintenance calories. It has to be tested. Okay, you have to eat that consistently. So let's say you're going to do my suggestion, body weight times 10 to 12. I want you to eat, pick it, like the 15 or the 18 or somewhere in the middle, eat that for the next 2 weeks and see what happens. If your body doesn't change, you're probably at your maintenance. If you gained a little bit of weight, you're in a surplus. If you lost a little bit of weight, you're in a deficit. Like, it's really not that hard. It's like, oh, okay, well, let's tweak it, and then we're going to add more calories here, take calories away here. So body weight times 10 to 12, that is your starting calorie range. Now, I also want you to get your protein intake in order. You're going to aim at somewhere around 0.5 gram to a full gram per pound of body weight. All right, so that means if you weigh that 150 pounds, that's anywhere from a gram, 150 grams a day, to what, about 75, I think, 75 grams a day. So if you're pretty overweight and like eating a full gram per pound of body weight just seems unfathomable, okay, start at 0.5 gram. Okay, versus if you're already relatively lean and you just want to tone up just a little bit more, aim for that full gram, okay? But otherwise, those are the only two numbers I want you to worry about. Total calories and protein. Because usually right around here, people are like, well, Jared, what about the carbs and fats? Because I thought carbs make you fat and fat makes you fat, and so you just eat protein and veggies all day. I'm like, no, stop. It's been shown in studies, like literally, it does not matter. If calories and protein are set in stone, your carb to fat ratio doesn't matter. Literally, they've taken test groups where they like set it all up, where you've got test groups where everybody had their total calories equated correctly and their total protein intake equated correctly. Like the two groups, those were the same. And they had one test group had high carbs, low fat, and the other group had high fat, low carb, like a keto diet almost. And they tested it. But because total calories and protein were set in stone in each of them, they both test groups lost the exact same amount of weight. There was no benefit to one versus the other. So with that being said, those are the only two numbers you have to worry about. Total calories and protein. Let the carbs and fats be whatever they want, as long as you're in your calories, your total calories, and your protein. That's as complicated as the number side needs to be. Now, let's talk about where the numbers equate to meals, like that actually tastes good, that you want to eat and you look forward to eating. The other principle that governs everything is I don't want you to put a single food in your mouth that you don't like. Stop force-feeding yourself foods you hate, okay? So what I want you to do, we're going to have 4 categories of food, okay? I want you to literally take out a pen and a piece of paper or on your iPhone or something. I want you to make one column and write protein. Then I want you to list all of your protein sources that you like. Okay, if you're not sure what protein sources, like what's a protein, what's a carb, what's a fat, search through my Instagram profile, and I've got some posts recently on there about like a protein, carbs, and fats cheat sheet kind of thing. Or just message me and I'll send it to you. So I want you to take a list. Your favorite protein sources. If there's ones you don't like, leave it off the list. So let's say you're like, well, I like turkey, I like steak, I like, I don't like pork, I like beef, I like, whatever. Just go down the list. And once you take that list, sit it to the side. I want you to go through carbs now. Make a list of carbs you like. You're like, well, I like rice, don't like potatoes. I like quinoa, I like, that kind of thing. I want you to just make a list of the carbs you like. Set that list to the side. Then I want you to take another list, fat. List fats you like. Well, I like olive oil, I don't like avocados, I like nuts. Well, I like almonds though. Like just go down the list of fats you like. Set that list to the side. And the last list I want you to make is a plant list. Pick the plants, fruits, and or veggies. Don't worry, the fruits are not going to make you fat, I promise. Make a list of fruit and veggies you enjoy eating. Let's say you're like, well, I love apples, hate grapes, so leave grapes off. But I like, asparagus, broccoli I'm not a fan of, so I'll leave that off. Well, I like I want you to just make a list. Then take that list, sit it to the side. Now you have 4 lists, right? Now, I want you to look at your 4 lists and start coming up with meal ideas that you enjoy. Look at your list and pull one from each. You're like, well, I like chicken and like rice sounds pretty good. Maybe put a side of broccoli with it. I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. So say you're like, well, I've seen people take peppers, like green peppers. Well, that's a plant. That's on my plant list. And they put like turkey in it, like ground turkey, and put this other shit. Like, oh, that sounds pretty good. Like that's what you're doing. That's literally all you're doing. You're looking at the foods you like in those categories. You're just picking one off of each and figuring out foods you like. But now here's a stipulation. As you're combining these meals, they have to be your total daily calories have to be in a deficit. That's it. You literally have to meet your calorie guidelines. But like I said, it doesn't matter if you want one big meal or 2 decent-sized meals, or if you'd rather have graze like a cow and have like 20 small meals that day. I don't care. But base it all off of those foods you like and start coming up with your own combinations. It's super like simple, guys. But simplicity and easy are not always, don't always go hand in hand. Just because something's simple doesn't mean it's easy to execute. But that is as complicated as custom meal plans get. Literally, you are the only person that should be designing your meal plans. Those are the principles: calorie deficit, you're eating your calories, you're hitting your protein intake, and all the foods are foods you like. And it's well-rounded. You should not take all the carbs and throw them out the window because you think carbs store fat, because they don't. That's a whole food group you need. Your body needs all 4 of those: proteins, carbs, fats, and it needs its plants. Plants are technically kind of in the carb category, but I'm holding them as a separate category because a lot of people ignore them. But that's it. That's literally as complicated as it needs to get. So if you made it through this 10 or almost a 11-minute long video, thank you so much. I love you. If you need help or you're still confused, shoot me a message. Otherwise, I'll talk to you later.